Hi everyone, this is Lindsay from Scream Queen Bee Tarot, and welcome to your February love reading. Libras, honestly, you guys have been unreal. You're getting the video first before anyone else because the comments, the subscriptions, the likes, you guys have just been on fire. So thank you for that. Keep that up and you will always be the first ones that get the video. So I very much appreciate it, especially as we lost one of our kitties. So this is Tilly. She's propped herself up here. She's taking Will's job over and supervising the tarot. And yeah, that's been really hard. So that's why these videos are a little bit late this month. We've just been grieving a lot for our little pal and missing him a lot. So we still feel his energy around, and I know Tilly's been like running all over the place in the middle of the night, so it's been spooky to say the least. So yeah, thanks everyone for the support and your energy. It just means a lot. For this month, I really wanted to use a different deck. So I'm a big fan, obviously, you know, I like the lotus flower, I like skulls, Scream Queen Bee after all. So I'm using the Santa Morta deck by Fabio Lestrani. Any fans of previous videos or graphic novels or anything that I've been working on or talking about, you'll love this deck. The colors are so gorgeous. And I wanted that for February, especially as we're doing the love readings, because they're so passionate. The colors are so vibrant. We just want those messages really clear and really strong. I'm also doing something different. I usually do a card for one person, the other person, and the dynamic. This time I'm just looking for the story. I've meditated on pulling 3 cards for what is the story of what's happening. So there may be some more interpretations. This might go a little bit longer. I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, Tilly is done with us. And I've also pulled 2 Romance Angels cards for from Doreen Virtue. And I only had meant to pick 1 and 2 wanted to come out. So we'll see what happens with that. I haven't flipped over any of the cards yet. But I want to just show the bottom of the deck. So Libra, this is our primary energy this month, is the Empress. Aren't these cards gorgeous? Sorry, I'm not sure why I can't speak today. I'm just still like out of it. The chords of our heart strings being pulled towards these cards. These are just gorgeous. And this is the central energy, the underlying energy of everything. So we'll see how this plays in, but this might mean something for some of you of feeling yourself in the classic Beyonce term of the meaning. Some of you might be feeling a lot of creative or sexual energy, feeling the divine feminine really strong within you right now. Some of you might be taking on new work or just being in a different position of authority. Sorry, Tilly is trying to... Are you trying to get out? No, she's rolling on the floor. What are you doing? As I said, I feel Will strongly here because he's always distracting from the videos, and now he's doing that as a ghost cat. Okay. She's acting really weird right now. Anyway, some of you might be feeling that. Pregnancies, new marriages, new relationships. There's a lot of the new manifesting into form. So let us just turn over the story here. Ooh, okay. Wow, okay. I relate to this. You're gonna feel this too, I think. So the story that we have here, maybe I'll do this one at the time. The first one we have, again, there's that 5 of Cups. So we got rid of that energy, so I thought, in the previous video for January. We were dealing with this a lot. What I do like in this this deck, you're still having that feeling of grief and sorrow. Clearly, I'm feeling that. But if we look within here, we're there's the lily pad, right? And the lily, so there's new growth happening. There's the leaves, if you see here, that are coming in. I hope you can see that. And then the labyrinth within. So this deck takes a different meaning to the Five of Cups. Instead of being focused too much on the past, this is really owning and integrating your story, owning the pain, owning what's happened. And the labyrinth is the pathways to the heart, right? So it does have that kind of darker, that darker energy of, this is something that is coming up, is going to be a bit challenging. Some of you might be really reflecting on past relationships. Some of you might be single and wondering when your person is coming. I do feel we are all part of a soul group, and it's like I've described it before, it's like being on that highway. So when the Two of Cups comes in, like it has in January, it's like an exit. Some of you are going to absolutely be taking that exit and going on that path and journey. Some of us have more work to do before that comes in. So it makes sense that we're returning to this kind of energy because we're integrating it in a different way. If I picked this from the previous Rider-Waite deck, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why? But, you know, and again, it may sound silly to some of you, to those who have like deep attachment to animals, as a lot of empaths do, you know, being in that place of grief, it's strange how the good feelings of love and loss are so intertwined, right? And here we have that again of the Four of Cups. And unlike the Rider-Waite deck, where you have the hand of God bringing in a gift, and the person is just not recognizing the gift of this situation, this is someone that's lost in their cups, right? They are feeling a little bit drained. The energy, if we look here, shoulders are heavy. I mean, again, I'm reading this through my own lens, but we think of the millipedes, it's like the grave, right? It's like something has been returned, and because Spirit has the best sense of humor of all, there's the fucking coffin. For me, this is getting a little bit literal. For others, this is a call to really honor your time of rest, your time of reincarnation, your time of perhaps putting the past to bed and letting it be. Those of you who haven't welcomed, sorry, I'm like moving around here. Those of you who haven't welcomed in the Two of Cups energy that has happened last week, I think this is the stuff that's coming up. These are the things that need to be worked on, right? It's like, this is the story. And if we look at it in the succession here, there's a lot of contemplation and need for rest and need to go within, like connecting the heart with the head. And it's interesting because this morning for the new moon energy, as I'm doing the readings today, the card that came up was the Hermit, and really thinking about, you can check it out on Instagram at Scream Queen Bee Tarot. It's really connecting the heart with the head. I did that the opposite way. Really a call to clear out anything that's standing in your way of having that connection that you want. Right? We'll turn over the angel cards in a moment, but I just want to be really thoughtful that some of you are maybe, you know, dealing with the grief as I have of losing someone. Maybe some of you have just lost a relationship, or this is a call that some of you are still holding on to something that needs a proper burial before you can take that exit on the highway and get into this soul path that the rest of us are on, right? And important to say, you know, I'm in a really happy, beautiful relationship. I have that Two of Cups energy, and that does not prevent me from experiencing this pain and this loss, right? That's really important for Libras in particular, as we tend to over glorify what a relationship can bring into our life. and get really, really hell-bent on manifesting that. And many of us have been in relationship for the sake of relationship and not fostering that connection. And so I feel like this is a call to really honor how you're feeling, how, what's being brought up in the dark, the new moon energy of the intentions that you want to set. Why are you doing that? Like, what is the goal that you're wanting to achieve for yourself? If you're in that positive relationship or working through something, how is your energy being brought to the table? Are you coming fully present? Are you coming fully of yourself? Because this energy, we will absolutely continue to feel in a relationship. It doesn't spare us. But I know I felt this way too, of I didn't want to give my grief to my partner. I didn't know how to not be, pretty and happy all the time, and to maintain this sense of positivity in the relationship or in his presence when I was feeling like this, like really like profound grief. And grief can trigger all of the losses that we've had previously. And I've had many. And so it's really, the loss of family, the loss of, what could have been. Some of us are probably taking time to grieve those situations. So really honoring yourself within that. And if you're feeling that way, there's nothing wrong. It's something that needs to be expressed and will give you the full spectrum and the capacity for greater joy when you allow yourself to really feel the gamut of emotion, right? So I'm going to turn these over. So for the love and romance, we have, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So many of you, this is an affirmation that absolutely you've taken the exit on the Two of Cups highway. I love that. And you're experiencing this. This is an affirmation that absolutely this is the soulmate. This is the person in the relationship that you've been waiting for. Doesn't mean it's going to be perfect, right? Doesn't mean you're not going to continue to have that grief. And then our second one that insisted on coming out is letting go of the control issues, as I clearly have to do, as I can barely speak right now. Allowing this situation to unfold naturally, right? So I feel very strongly in the way that I just described for my own story. I want to show up perfect, as many Libras do. I want to be happy and joyful and of service to my partner, and it's harder to receive when I'm in need. It's harder to ask for that. And so I had a beautiful reminder this week of how I need to do that. That's so essential. And that I need to be authentic and real. And sometimes, we're not feeling our best. And when we're in grief, we can be fine one moment and then something happens and we just shift into this lost abyss. There's a lot of blue here, a lot of tears, a lot of sadness, downcast, right? Letting that flow. And it's interesting how in times of sorrow, we can connect to our heart, right? If you're doing yoga practices, they often ask you to tilt your chin. So there's more of, aligning your third eye with your heart center. That is kind of the gift, as, horrible as it sounds, that is the gift of grief, that we do allow other people to be there for us. We allow the softness of life to be there. Everything kind of has to stop. We just don't have the capacity to continue in the ways that we have before. It's important to take that time. I'm trying to see the other story here. For some others of you, what I'm picking up on is, the past is really interfering with this present relationship or connection. And I want to kind of bring this one up again of, You know, you could be focused so hard on like, where is this Two of Cups energy? Where is this person? This card is telling you they're already in your wheelhouse. They're already in your circle. And they might not look like or show up in or be, you know, the ego's way of satisfying who this person is to you. You could have a very specific idea of the partner that you want. And I would invite you to really pay attention to who is the person that is actually present and there for you, that you feel yourself with, you feel you can be yourself with. Just to pay attention. I think a lot of you might come up into some resistance of like, oh, everyone thinks that we should be together, but gross, never. Think about that. Keep an open mind, right? Let go of the control. I think a lot of you could be getting in your own way. And what's interesting is that we do have, right? We have the 2 4s here with the 5. So whenever we think of the minor arcana on a scale of 1 to 10, you want to think of the halfway point as being the challenge, something that's really difficult. And so you're getting to that halfway point. You might not have been there yet. We do have the 5 here. So some of you are like, you know, tipped over to that vibrational energy. But this is really tough. There is grief here. There is a sense of putting it to rest, resting in peace, right? You know, keep in mind, I'm absolutely reading this through my own lens, a double Libra here. But I think this is going to relate to a lot of you who, you know, around this new moon energy. I don't know if anyone else is dealing with this, but up in Canada here, it's been insane. The energy shifts. I have been so dizzy lately, experiencing a lot of vertigo. My dreams have been insane, disturbing, vivid. A lot of my friends are having really disturbing dreams right now. And so I think it's all of that stuff is coming up for clearing. You know, we're revisiting things to let go of them, knowing that we've moved past them. And so it's not something to really get concerned about, but it's something just to honor and let go. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we've you know, put the nail in the coffin on that one. Sorry for the dad joke. Oh, shame. Yeah, allowing the water to heal. If you're feeling this and you're resonating with it, think salt water, being near the ocean, Epsom salt baths, sweating, hot yoga, tears, just letting all of that cleansing stuff happen. And do not be surprised if you're in this beautiful relationship, the 2 of Cups highway vibes, and you're feeling grief, because that's what happened to me. I felt so much pain and loss and regret when I found the person that I was supposed to be with, for all of the things I put up with that I shouldn't have. And it's weird, right? How love and grief, it just really is, it is the full spectrum. It is the 2 sides of the same coin. And that can be scary. You can think that there's something wrong with that, but it's just healing. And being present in that healing is going to be really important. So we had a lot of excited energy of the January reading. I think this one is really about getting grounded, getting real, and getting connected to your inner self. Those uncomfortable and unfortunate feelings. And if we can go back to the Empress here, when we think of what brings forth this new life, the flowers, the growth, is the water, right? It's the rain season. It's the darkness before the dawn. So that's the message that's coming in for me right now, is don't give up before the miracle happens, right? This is the energy that's coming through. And so allowing nature to take its course, allowing for new life to bloom after something has been put to rest, I think is going to be really important. So I did not expect to go 20 minutes on this video, but you guys are amazing and you're all worth it. And Maybe these videos are just gonna go longer and longer and longer, as much as you will tolerate from me, because I am an air sign, and by Jesus, I love to talk. So yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. I do pull cards weekly, daily. Sometimes we do cool things with Insta stories where you can pick a card. I usually do that on Wednesdays, so definitely check it out. And until next time, honor that heart space. It's really important. We'll see you.